All right, so this one wants me to solve this system by substitution, okay? I mentioned I'm going to solve it by the way that's easiest. I'm going to solve it by graphing. Now, since I don't have graph paper and I can't draw those tick marks out in their decimals, I'm going to use this graphing calculator. I'm going to go to y equal. I'm going to show you how to do it by graphing. I'm going to clear out what I have. In y1, you don't type the y in, the y is already there. I'm going to type the right side of the equal sign. 5.4 x plus 16.62. And I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go to the second line. I'm going to type the second equation, negative 3x. So I got to use the negative on the calculator, negative 3x minus 6.9. All right, so once I check and verify that I have those put in correctly, I'm going to hit graph. Now we can see these two lines cross. I want to know where they intersect. So I'm going to go to calculate. If you do second and trace, you have an option. Option number 5 says intersection. It will compute the intersection for you. I'm going to hit enter. Uh-oh, I did the wrong thing. Second trace. I have to go down to 5 or just hit the number 5 and then hit enter. And so it's asking me first curve. I'm just going to hit enter because it's showing me the equation up there, y1. This one asks me second curve. I'm just going to hit enter. It's showing me the equation I want, y2. It says, do you want to guess? If you wanted to, you can arrow the cursor on top of that, but you don't have to. You can just hit enter a third time. And it shows me at the bottom, the x is negative 2.8, y is 1.5. Negative 2.8, 1.5. And that will give me this. Still, you can plug it in and substitute. Since they're both solved for y, I'll just kind of show you what you would want to do. You would substitute for y, and so you would have blank equals, and I'm writing the first equation, 5.4 x plus 16.62. That's one side, and then the other side was y. You just plug it in y on the other side. So you just plug in the 3x. Is that negative 3x? Negative 3x minus 6.9. And so you have this, and we would just combine like terms, move the x's over, and then solve for x, and then plug it in and solve for y after that. So it's not bad to do that either. All right, this one says solve by substitution, which we can do that. However, I would like to do this one by elimination since it's set up in standard form and it's not exactly set y equal. So I got 4x plus 2y equals 14.98. Right, and then I got 5x plus y equals 14.5. Okay, I can't multiply 4 and get it to equal 5. I can multiply 1 to get it equal to 2. I need it to be opposite signs, so I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 2. Negative 2, 2 to get the same number, negative to get the opposite sign. So negative 2 is going to give me a negative 10x minus 2y. It's going to give me 28, 29. I'm going to bring this equation down, leave it the same. So it's 4x plus 2y equals 14.98. Now, did I multiply that? I multiplied it by 2, but not negative. This should be a negative 29. Got to be careful there. All right, I'm going to add these two equations up now. This is going to give me negative 6x. These are going to get eliminated. Equals, I would have to borrow. This becomes an 8, 10, borrow 1, becomes a 10. So subtract, it gives me 2, 0.41. So I'm going to do negative 6 divided by 14.2. And I'm going to let the calculator figure that out. Negative 6 or 14.2. It should be a negative 14.2. I got to be careful, so I'm going to mess up because I keep losing my sign. Negative, you subtract, don't get a negative. So negative 14.02 divided by negative 6. So gives me a decimal. I'm going to hit math, enter to get a fraction because I don't want to round. Math, enter for fraction, and enter again. Gives me a really weird number. All right, so let me double check this. I'm going to say 14.5 times 2. Okay, minus 14.98. 1402. Okay, so that looks good. It tells you type an ordered pair, do not round until the final answer, then round each coordinate to the nearest hundredth as needed. So it's telling me I'm going to have decimals, we're going to round. So what do we get? Round each decimal to the nearest hundred. So I don't want to round this yet. I want to use the full 2.336666666 repeating. I'm going to type this into the calculator when I do the substitution, and all I need to do is get about 6 decimal places, and that'll help me out. So for my x, it wants me to round at the end to the nearest hundred. So that's the second decimal place. So that's going to be 2.33, and the 6 is going to round it up, so 2.34. So I'm going to say x is 2.34. Okay. However, when I plug it in to solve, I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to use this second equation. I'm going to go ahead and solve for y, and then I'm going to plug in the whole thing. So if I solve for y, I will get y equals a negative 5x plus 14.5. I just subtracted and moved the 5x over. So this is what I get. I'm going to plug in to my calculator negative 5, and I'm going to plug in 2.33, and I'm going to do a bunch of 6s, like maybe 5 6s, and then I'm going to do plus 14.5. That'll get me close enough to the right answer, not having to round. So I'm going to do negative 5 times 2.33, and then 1, 2, missed the 3, 2.33, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s, and we'll stop there. Close parentheses, and then plus 14.5. That gives me about 2.82. So y 2.82. Okay. And so 2.34 comma 2.82. And that'll wrap it up.